Ladies and gentlemen, welcome you to the Talladega Super Speedway for the running of the CampingRoad.com 500 here at Talladega. 42 drivers lined up on pit road getting ready to go green for 24 laps of racing here at the world's biggest track, Talladega. On the pole today will be the number 3 Down Chevrolet of Austin Dillon. He will start on the pole alongside chaser Brad Keselowski, who won this race 1 year ago. Row 2, chase driver Brian Vickers, who won the Daytona 500 earlier this year, will roll off third on the grid alongside Tony Stewart in the 14. And running out the top 5 will be the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Greg Biffle, Ryan Blaney, and Matt Kenseth, your top 10. But the more important thing that'll be going on today is this being the last race of the contender round. After today, 8 drivers will remain in the championship battle and head over to the Eliminator round, round number 3, starting next weekend at Martinsville. Right now, 2 drivers have already clinched a spot in that round 3 by winning Charlotte and Kansas, that being Kasey, Kahne, and Matt Kenseth. So now they can pretty much have a fun day here at Talladega. Well, guys like Kevin Harvick and Brian Vickers, Joey Logano and Clint Bowyer have to be racing hard and trying to stay in the battle for the championship. Alrighty, that is pretty much all the pre-race news. Let's sit down trackside and get the most famous words in motorsports. That'll be coming up in about 8 seconds.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines are now fired up, and the drivers will peel off pit lane onto the track and complete their one and only pace lap. As they do that, let's take a look at your starting grid for today's race at Talladega. Down below your starting grid, rolling across your screen, Austin Dillon wins his second career pole in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series right here at Talladega. Now, 42 drivers are here racing today. 2 drivers failed to qualify, the 98 of Harrison Rhodes and the 62 of Timmy Hill. J.J. Yaley and Jed Burton will complete the 42-car field. Now, we talked about the drivers who are safe, Kasey, Kahne, and Matt Kenseth. How about the drivers who are right now inside the top 8, but are certainly safe a spot yet? That being Kevin Harvick, the highest driver safe right now. He is right now 12 points ahead of 9th place. Another driver who is safe but not safe enough is Joey Logano, 10 points ahead to the grid. Next guy is the 41 of Kurt Busch. He's 8 points ahead, and up ahead of him, Denny Hamlin, 7 points. Also 7 points ahead of 9th place is the 2-car of Brad Keselowski. And right now, the guy on the bubble, that 24 of Jeff Gordon, he has a 2-point lead on the 19 of Carl Edwards. Then he has an 8-point lead on the 15 of Clint Bowyer, an 18-point lead on the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. And right now, the guy with the biggest task today is the 55 of Brian Vickers, 21 points behind, but he is starting third right now. And right now, he is still not in the chase right as of yet. Coming down to the green flag, it could be possibly a must-win race to stay in the battle to run for a championship. Coming down to the green flag, Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski are front row. We are underway at Talladega. The CampingRoad.com 500 is underway. And they already been out 3 wide in the back, heading down into turn 1. Jeff Gordon's final race at Talladega. Probably one of the most stressful races of his career at this track. Dillon leads Keselowski down the back straightaway as we're not really up to speed yet. But here comes the 2-car to the inside of Austin Dillon. And then you got Dale Jr. pulling Ryan Blaney on the inside lane. Denny Hamlin stuck in the middle. Brian Vickers up top with no help. And the 2-car knows a lap later today would give him a bonus point. And that 2-car needs as much points as he can get. Coming down into the tribal, Dale Jr. now stuck in the middle as here comes Keselowski's Ford teammate Ryan Blaney, the 21. Brad Keselowski leads lap number 1 at Talladega. This is the track where Brad got his first win at for Phoenix Y'all know how that turned out. Carl Edwards went up in the fence. And off turn 2. Here comes Blaney on the inside, and here comes the guy who won this race in the spring, Aric Almirola, in that number 43. And look at all this 3-wide racing going on. Ryan Blaney on the inside of Brad Keselowski. He has Jamie McMurray and Aric Almirola, 2 drivers who were knocked out the chase after round 1, but now they can still go out and try to win this race. And in the back, Justin Allgaier, the last driver in the lead pack, trying to hang tough. And here comes McMurray on the inside of Ryan Blaney, lap number 2, led by the 1 of McMurray. And not for long, here comes Almirola and Joey Logano. Brian Scott at 33, trying to get a full-time route for next season at RCR. And a good run today would certainly help. Jeff Gordon lined up on the inside. He has his teammate Kasey Kahne and Kevin Harvick. Brian Vickers, Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards. And back here, we'll get back to that in a moment, but up here they got pretty close together. Kurt Busch was able to drop down and pick up Greg Biffle on the inside lane. Back here, that 7 is driven by Alex Bowman, and what a run he had at Daytona. Finished second to Clint Bowyer in the Coke 0400, his best finish of his Cup Series career. And here is the 41.55 making contact. Getting a little bit too racy back here. Busch gets around Vickers in that 55. Falling back on the outside is Vickers, his teammate David RAGAN. Wide back here at Talladega. Up front, Almirola leads. Joey Logano on the inside lane. Here comes Jeff Gordon making it 3 wide. But back to I keep on trying to talk about Bowman, but they keep on wanting to wreck each other. 4 wide again. Here comes Kenseth on the inside of Jr. Newman has to get out the gas and let the 20-car slide up ahead of them, so they won't be 4 wide. But back to Bowman. Let's see if I can get this in. Bowman, that was his best finish of his Cup Series career and the best finish for TBR. Tommy Baldwin Racing, and here comes Logano, still trying to get a lead away from Almirola. And we have a big pack back here who has lost the draft. Kasey Mears, 34th. He has now lost the draft. So has Landon Castle, Brett Moffitt, Burton, Benedetto, Yale, Gilliland, Annette, and Bobby Labonte. And oh my goodness, look at this up here. There's no way they're going to... Oh, and 4 wide, Michael McDowell, Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, and more. 4 wide back here. And Carl has to be careful. McDowell gets on the inside lane. Safe and sound. But there's still Kyle Busch up high. Kyle Larson on the inside. And at the front of the field, it is still Joey Logano, Aric Almirola, first and second. But now Kurt Busch makes his way to the inside of his teammate Kevin Harvick. Logano is still in the chase right now. So is Kurt Busch. So is Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon as they run up inside the top 10. And then you got Kurt Busch swinging low to the inside of Joey Logano. And Logano was able to lead lap number 5. So the 22 has a bonus point there, 4 wide again. David RAGAN 4 wide. Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, and Aric Almirola. And Aric almost in the outside wall down in turn 3. Has Brian Scott behind him. Scott a contender for the Xfinity Championship. Denny Hamlin gets now behind his JGR teammate Kyle Busch in the 18. Greg Biffle has pole center Austin Dillon behind him, 4 wide again. And here's the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And a little look at the racing back here, right in front of the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Carl Edwards is stuck in the outside lane. Where's Martin Truex Jr. back here in the 78? So is Clint Bowyer, Brian Vickers. 3 drivers who need a good run to advance to the next round. Ryan Blaney, oh man, they're not going to make it any much further. I mean, look at the racing back here. I mean, this is just 7 laps into the race, and we have about more than halfway to go. And up front it is Kurt Busch, David RAGAN, Ryan Newman, and Joey Logano, then Ryan Blaney in 5th. On the outside of him is Kasey Kahne, a chase driver who does not have to worry about racing his way into round 3. He won Charlotte. Kasey Kahne won Charlotte, and Matt Kenseth won last weekend at Kansas, so they are safe for this round. Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, And look at Blaney, Hamlin, look at all these drivers changing lanes. Back here, Kevin Harvick all the way outside the top 10 now. McMurray on the inside of him, Trevor Bayne, Carl Edwards, Martin Truex, Michael McDowell, Tony Stewart in the 14. And Larson and Bowman trying to stay in the lead pack. And Kasey Mears, Landon Castle on back, have lost the draft already. 8 laps are complete here at Talladega. They are not backing down anytime soon as Kurt Busch continues to lead with a pretty good lead on Ryan Blaney, but now because that has a pretty good run on the 41 down the back straightaway, you see the closing distance between the 41 and the 21. 4 wide again, Denny Hamlin on the inside of Austin Dillon. Jimmy cuts down in front of the 3 of Dillon. Hamlin on the inside with AJ Allmendinger and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17. Ryan Scott lined up on the inside. Eric Almirola. I would go and see who's in the chase right now, but that changes every single lap, as the best guy right now is the 41 of Kurt Busch. We can tell you right now the 55 is not in the chase in the round 3 right now. Neither is the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. or the 15 of Clint Bowyer. Well, maybe the 15. I'm not quite sure. Bowyer and Edwards can still get in, but Truex and Vickers has a lot of work to do. And look at all the racing back here. Edwards on the inside of Truex. Kenseth continues to fall back with Kevin Harvick. Harvick came in with the biggest lead out of anybody. And right now he can still miss round 3. Busch continues to lead. Hamlin and Allmendinger, Stenhouse and Ryan Newman, your top 5. Here comes Brian Scott. Moves to the inside of Stenhouse Jr. in the 17. Not enough run and not enough hell, but here comes Stenhouse. Goes to the inside of Allmendinger, leaves Allmendinger hung dry on the outside lane, but now he'll have the 31 of Ryan Newman, his RCR Alliance teammate, and Stenhouse continues to make the inside line work. On the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Help from the 33 of Brian Scott. And the 41 has to block both lanes, each straightaway turn. And Kurt Busch has been out front for almost the whole last couple laps. And I see the 15 of Clint Bowyer, 19 of Carl Edwards. 2 drivers on the outside looking in after trouble from last weekend at Kansas. The 19 got wrecked early in the race, but came back to finish 19th in the race, but still was 2 points behind Jeff Gordon this race. Right up at and he's racing that 24 right now. Jeff Gordon pulling away the 41 of Busch, 17 of Stenhouse, but here comes your spring winner, Eric Almirola. He almost won the Xfinity race in the spring. On the back straightaway, he got passed by rookie Daniel Suarez, but then Suarez got passed by Carl Edwards. And then the day later, David RAGAN was leading, but he ended up getting passed by Eric Almirola. Went on to win the race and clinch a spot in the 2015 chase. 2 career wins, both coming at the restrictor plates. And now look, he's there in the 15, Clint Bowyer. 8 points behind entering the day, and now he's up inside the top 5 with 12 to go at Talladega. Behind him is Carl Edwards. How about Sam Hornish Jr. at 9 car? Looking back here, it looks like some more drivers kind of losing the pack. Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, Greg Bethel. And Busch continues to lead on the inside lane, blocking Stenhouse and Almirola. Bowyer, Edwards now stuck in the middle as Ford has been 3 wide on the inside lane. So now Carl will job back again. Now Hornish, 2 cars behind his RPM teammate, Eric Almirola. Now he dives to the inside to pick the 43 up and puts Bowyer on the outside lane with no help. Now Bowyer, just like the 19 of Edwards, gets stuck on the outside by the 9 of Sam Hornish Jr. Working his way up now on the inside lane is that 78 of Martin Truex Jr. And now here comes Almirola to the inside of Stenhouse, but his teammate does not go with him. Kurt Busch stays high to stay with Stenhouse, so does Hornish. But now Matt Kenseth has Toyota teammate David RAGAN behind him. RAGAN almost won this race in the spring, but got passed by Almirola in the tribal. Kenseth will make it 3-1 on Eric Almirola, who won this race. Kenseth did back in 2012. 10 laps are racing to go. The 41 continues to lead. Kurt Busch, 8 points ahead of Carl Edwards in the points entering the day. And he has been out front for almost the past 8 or so laps. Kenseth now on the inside with David RAGAN. Martin Truex Jr. A win today would put that 78 straight through to round 3. Back here, Bowyer dropping back. He's out of it right now. So is Truex and Brian Vickers. And four wide again, Jeff Gordon with his teammate Dale Jr. And on the outside of them is their other teammate Jimmy Johnson. As Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick on the inside lane. How are we still green flag racing? 15 laps to the KTRoad.com 500. And look at this. Losing the draft, losing the pack is Brian Vickers. 21 points behind, 29th right now with Greg Biffle, Justin Allgaier, Alex Bowman, and Kyle Larson has lost the draft. And Vickers is pretty much in his shot at a title right now. And his teammate Clint Bowyer not doing any better, not 15. Just about 5 cars ahead of him. As they continue to be 3 wide outside the top 10. Kurt Busch continues to lead, but here comes the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. on the inside of David RAGAN. Paul Menard is up in the mix in that 27. Got all of these RCR affiliated teams up at the front of the field. We got the 78, the 27, and 31. We've seen the 3 car. You know, we've also seen the 47 of AJ Allmendinger. Martin Truex. And Martin needs to lead a lap right now in that 78 car. He has Paul Menard, but now, not so fast. Here comes Paul Menard on the inside, that 27. He has, I believe, one Xfinity win in 2015. That came out of Chicago, Paul Menard. And now he has his teammate, Ryan Newman. Menard almost won this race back in 2008. In the photo finish with Regan Smith and Tony Stewart. You'll remember that crazy finish. Smith went below the yellow line. NASCAR gave the win to Tony Stewart. And now Newman moves to the inside of Paul Menard. Kurt Busch continues to block both lanes. And now Truex falling back on the outside lane. He cannot be losing spots. The 78 needs as much spots, as much points as he can get. But now here comes back on the inside line, the 2 Team Penske Fords, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano. But now Logano gets put in the middle by Austin Dillon, but no, Logano's able to get back on the inside, but Ryan Blaney's now stuck in the middle in that 21, as moving up into second place, Sam HORNISH Jr. in the 9. And there's this big pack up ahead of drivers who lost the draft, but they are still having their own little battle back here. That's Jeb Burton, the rookie, Bobby Labonte, the champion, Michael Lynette, the sophomore driver, Matt DiBenedetto, the rookie driver. So is Brett Moffitt, J.J. Yaley, and David Gillen to the 2 more veterans in this battle. They're not far ahead of our lead pack. Right ahead of them is Landon Castle and Kasey Mears. Larson and Bowman lost the draft. So is Vickers, Biffle, and Allgaier. And now Trevor Bayne, Tony Stewart, and Michael McDowell. Losing time to leader Kurt Busch. And he is bringing this inside line off turn 4, down into the trioval. Here comes Keselowski making a move on Sam HORNISH Jr. Dillon up to 4th. Stenhouse up into 5th place. 5 to go at Talladega. Time is running out. Kurt Busch, can he hang on and win this race in that 41? Can Brad Keselowski get by and make sure he makes it in the round 3 just like last year? Last year, Brad Keselowski was in a must-win situation. And Brad, as he dives to the inside, had to win the race in order to advance into round 3. And guess what he did? He took that 2-car to victory lane, beating Matt Kenseth and Ryan Newman and Clint Bowyer on the final lap. Now, once again, even though he had pretty decent runs in the first 2 races, he is still in almost a must-win situation, as anybody can fall out. But now trapped on the outside is Keselowski. He has a 17 on the inside. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He failed to qualify for this race 1 year ago after bad qualifying procedures occurred. And then knocked Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Justin Allgaier, and Reed Sorensen out of the race. But Sorensen was able to race due to Joe Nemechek failing inspection. But now McMurray, who won this race back in 2009, has help from Brian Scott and Jimmy Johnson. Busch has to block 3 lanes of traffic. Now it's Keselowski falling back. Not the time to go for the 2 car. He falls back and he has exactly no help in the 2. How about the guy who's making his way back to the front now in the 19 of Carl Edwards? And look at this. Jamie McMurray on the inside. They're ganging up on the 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll fall back into 41. The dominant car of the day, Kurt Busch, finally gets pushed to the high side. And it is by the 1 of Jamie McMurray. Help from the 33 of Brian Scott. McMurray has the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. I think Kurt may be able to stay in front of that 1 car. Does he have enough run? He does. Yes, he does. With help from Brian Scott on the outside line, Kurt Busch is able to hang on. Here comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin and the 19 of Carl Edwards. As Bowyer, Truex, and Vickers continues to ride in the back. Coming down to 2 to go. 2 laps racing to go in the contender round for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Can Kurt Busch hang on and advance into round number 3 of the chase? Can Ryan Blaney be a spoiler and win his first career race? What about Denny Hamlin? He won at Talladega 1 year ago, but that was in the spring race. But can Hamlin do it now in the chase race? He has teammate Carl Edwards, who needs to have a good finish to advance. Right now, he is in. Hamlin now on the inside of Ryan Blaney. Right up ahead of them is a big, about a 8-car pack. They are 42 seconds behind the leader, Kurt Busch. Coming down towards the white flag. Edwards now on the inside of Denny Hamlin. It'll be white flag, 1 lap to go at Talladega. 2 will advance into round 3. Will Kurt Busch hang on? The white flag is out. Has led almost the whole race in that 41. He's been glued to that double yellow line right on the apron. What does Ryan Blaney do? Does he push to 41? Of course not. He's going to go for the win himself. But will the slower cars ahead make anything happen? Here comes Denny Hamlin. He'll have teammate Carl Edwards pushing him. And it looks like Kurt Busch and Denny Hamlin will be advancing to round number 3 of the chase. They are 1 and 2. Edwards now 3rd. But can Hamlin make a move? There's the slower cars ahead. Coming down to the line. A dominating win for Kurt Busch in the 41. Down the line, Kurt Busch wins at Talladega. And we already know that Kurt Busch has advanced in the round number 3 of the chase. So has Denny Hamlin in the number 11. Who misses the round 3? We already know that with his 29th place finish, well, make that 31st, Brian Vickers will not advance in the round number 3 of the chase. Clint Bowyer, Jeff Gordon 25th, Joey Logano 23rd, Kevin Harvick 12th, Clint Bowyer 16th. That may be enough to knock Jeff Gordon out. Martin Truex Jr. 20th in the 78. So we already know that Martin Truex and Brian Vickers will not advance. And the 2 guys who looks to be in danger right now, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, but especially Jeff Gordon in the 24. Is Gordon's drive for 5 not alive no longer? We'll find out, as here are the drivers who, first let's take to the results. Here are your results. AJ Allmendinger, top 5. McMurray, Newman, Scott, Johnson, and Paul Menard. So we already know that Kasey Kahne, Matt Busch, Denny Hamlin, we know for sure that they are in. And we are pretty positive that Kevin Harvick is in as well. And most likely Carl Edwards. Who are going to be the other 2 drivers. But a lot of big names are going home after the Talladega race today. Logano, Gordon, Keselowski, Bowyer, Truex, Vickers, a real little thing back there. But congrats to Kurt Busch on his second or third win of 2015. But now, here are the drivers advancing to the Eliminator round beginning next weekend at Martinsville. Goodbye, everyone.